Ukraine says Russia launched a barrage of missiles and drones across the country during what was supposed to have been a one-day Easter ceasefire announced by Russian President Vladimir Putin. Ukraine's Air Force says Russia launched nearly 100 drones and 3 missiles in the overnight attacks, killing at least 3 people in the southern region of Kherson, according to a local official there. President Trump posted on social media Sunday afternoon saying in part, quote, hopefully Russia and Ukraine will make a deal this week. Bloomberg is reporting U.S. and Ukrainian and European officials will meet in London Wednesday. For more, Andrew Borene joins us now. He's the executive director at Flashpoint, the world's largest private threat intelligence firm. He's also a senior fellow at the National Security Institute. Thank you so much for being with us, Andrew. What should we make of that truce that wasn't, and where do negotiations go from here?
I mean, I think my first observation is that there was also a previous truce that wasn't right at the beginning of 2023 for the Christmas holiday, in which a 24-hour truce was announced and fairly promptly violated. And so it's hard to say what happens next. The Ukrainians have said that they are willing to adhere to a 30-day truce, which I think would be considerably more substantive than 24 or 30 hours.
We were getting some mixed messaging from the White House at the end of last week. The president and vice president expressing optimism for a deal. Secretary of State Marco Rubio saying, look, we'll know in a few days if this can be done or not. Where do you stand on this? And what incentives does Putin need to come to the table? Have his troops sustained enough losses that is incentive enough?
Yeah, I mean, as far as where I stand, I'm an analyst. I'm looking at the situation from kind of the geopolitical perspective. And, you know, as representative of Flashpoint and a past U.S. intelligence officer myself, I'm mostly concerned about the human security and assessing kind of the prospects for when the kinetic portion of this conflict might come to taper down. There's a lot of moving pieces here. And I think one of the key questions is at the end of this week or at the end of the period referenced by Secretary of State Rubio, what would be the U.S. move? Would it be to disengage from the talks alone, or would it be to disengage from the talks and perhaps even support kind of the coalition of the willing that is forming between the United Kingdom, Norway, and European Union member states? And I imagine that's part of the calculus Vladimir Putin is looking at as he assesses what would happen to the balance of strength in that eventuality.
Andrew Borene, thank you for your expertise.